RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to top 10 list of everything and anything, great personality profiles, weekly NFL predictions, lots of video blogs about sport, professional wrestling, entertainment, MBTA, and a whole lot more. You're attuned to RVBN, Belleville, Massachusetts. Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your third video blog of the day for Tuesday, October 4th. 2016, around 3:48 in the afternoon, Belleville, Massachusetts. Turned out to be a sunny day out today, about 65 degrees. It's a perfect spring day. Tomorrow, more of the same. But all eyes on the weekend because Hurricane Matthew's going to ride up the coast. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. The vice presidential debates on tonight on all the major broadcast networks and all of the major cable news networks. And also the classic TV game show, The Gong Show, is going to be revived. ABC signed on a deal to produce an updated version of The Gong Show. Look for that next year because ABC's been successful with the game shows being run during the summer. And I hope that other networks consider that for summer runs for reviving other classic game shows. Malden, Massachusetts is pushing with the MBTA to add a new Orange Line stop called River's Edge, and this stop will serve the new Wing Casino that's going to be opening up in Everett, Mass, slated for the spring of 2019. And prayers to actor Ben Stiller, who has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Cancer sucks big time. And that's about it on news from the RVBN Newswire. I'll be back in a flash. You can advertise on the Rich Video Blog every time in this section between the news wire and the subjects. And you could get your own business, your business, plug it. Plus, you could have shout-outs and plugs of certain milestones. So just private message me. That's about it on that. I'm back. My third video blog subject of the day is about the 2017 Baseball Hall of Fame ballot from the Veterans Committee. It's today's game era ballot, and there's 10 people on this ballot, and this covers from 1988 through the present day. The names on these ballots are 5 players: 500 home run hitter Mark McGwire, who played for the A's and the Cardinals from 1986 through 2001; first baseman Will Clark, who played for the Giants, the Rangers, the Orioles, and Cardinals from 1986 to 2000. Harold Baines, outfielder designated hitter, who played for the White Sox, the Rangers, the A's, and the Orioles in 1979 through 2001. Oral Hershiser, pitcher who pitched for the Dodgers, the Indians, the Mets, and Giants from 1983 through 2000. And Albert Bell, who was an outfielder designated hitter who played for the Indians, White Sox, and Orioles from 1989 through 2000, plus 2 managers: Lou Piniella, who managed the Yankees, the Cubs, the Mariners, the Reds, and the Rays, and he managed from 1986 on and off through 2010. Davey Johnson, manager of the Mets, the Reds, the Orioles, Dodgers, and Nationals. He's managed between 1984 and 2013. And executives, Bud Selig, former owner of the Milwaukee Brewers from 1970 through 1992, and commissioner of baseball from 1992 through 2014. George Steinbrenner, owner of the New York Mets, the principal owner from 1973 to his death in 2010. And John Schuholtz, longtime executive and general manager for the Atlanta Braves for years. And the winners are whoever gets 75% of the votes for these executives and players will be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2017. And my humble opinion, there's only maybe 3 or 4 people who will get on, who have a legitimate chance of getting voted on this ballot. Usually Baseball Hall of Fame Veterans Committee ballots over the past several years tend not to elect anybody, but this ballot looks like there's possibility of 3 or 4. I think a shoo-in to get voted onto the Hall of Fame on this ballot is Bud Selig. He was a commissioner for over 20 years. There's labor peace in baseball. He grew the game, adding a lot of innovating stuff. He's a shoo-in. Another shoo-in is John Schuholtz, who was the architect of the Atlanta Braves. For years, the Atlanta Braves in the 1980s and early 1990s were one of the worst run teams in Major League Baseball, but he was the mastermind for 14 straight division titles for the Atlanta Braves. He's another shoo-in in my humble opinion. And the third shoo-in on this list is the late great owner of the New York Yankees, George Steinbrenner. He owned the Yankees for 37 years, buying them from CBS at a bargain price of $10 million in 1973, and he grew the New York Yankees to worth over billions of dollars, forming the Yes Network and winning many World Series, and also firing Billy Martin as manager many times. And the rest of the people on this ballot, there's maybe one other consideration that might have a chance. It's outfielder designated hitter Albert Bell. He was a very feared hitter in the American League for 12 years, but his career was cut short due to injuries, but he has the numbers that comparable to some other Hall of Famers, so he might have maybe a slight chance, but having no chance in hell to get elected on the Veterans Committee for the Baseball Hall of Fame ballot for today's New Era game committee is Mark McGwire. Even though he hit over 500 home runs, he admitted using steroids, and I think that doesn't bode well for the people who are voting for this committee. And also Harold Bain, Will Clark, and Oral Hershiser. They were great players and pitchers in the time, but they're not, in my opinion, not Hall of Fame worthy candidates. Hershiser had a 59 game not a shutout streak, so that might play into some consideration. He only had one good year. That was 1988, winning a Cy Young and League Championship Series MVP and World Series MVP. Also, like Will Clark was an amazing player, but he wasn't that consistent, and he kind of had a tailspin to the end of his career. And Harold Baines almost had 3,000 hits, but that was kind of due to longevity. And Lou Piniella and Davey Johnson, they have very impressive managerial statistics, but both of them only won one World Series. Also Davey Johnson, like, was one of the only few managers to manage, four teams to division titles, so he might get some consideration, but I don't think he's going to get in. And that's about it on that. Be back with the fourth and final video blog of the night, which will be about the top 10 greatest sports athletes in the history of Seattle, to end the top 10 list of sports series of greatest athletes from each city, coming in a couple more days. It's top 100 greatest blondes of all time, in my humble opinion. And including on this list will be, keep calm everybody, and I'm a Julie Brennan guy, Molly Rosenblunt of WCCO rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hatso so stunning, she's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 in New York is such a rocking cougar and's got nice legs. And Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent. All of these ladies are on that list. I'm not telling you where they rank or where I could speculate where they rank. It's confidential information. And in the words, Sean Lucia, get out! See you later!